right? So I'm preparing myself to go to bed. I was placing a comment in my blog, and saying that, well, since the Second World War, it's not really important anymore for the interest of whom is the right side and who is the wrong side, and who is your ally and who is your enemy, So it doesn't really matter anymore, like if someone is at your side, like if you have alliances or not, people sometimes, especially the old ones that I talk about here, they have this backwards way to think that they are supposed to apply copes and to have allies to support them, to back them up in their copes. But this is not how it works anymore. Nowadays, like, everybody needs to win, It's important that everybody wins, that all sides win. And this is for the best profit of balance, trade balance, the balance of the trade balance and commercial agreements. So for the world to be based upon commercial agreements, it's important that everybody wins, that the whole world is united into basis of common sense, So even if I have an enemy, me winning doesn't mean that the enemy needs to lose. It's the opposite, actually. The enemy needs to profit from my winning as well, Otherwise, the balance of the agreement won't survive. And it's like a soap opera, But in the past, it's like a soap opera, Like sometimes you don't like the other character, you don't like the person of the character, but you have to still role play with him, And sometimes you don't like the person, but you have to role play with them, the character. And sometimes you don't like the character. The characters hate each other, but they have to still give life to the scene. They have to give life to the scene. So it's like a soap opera, And it's not like we're pretending all the time. It's not like that. We're just managing life, And like thinking backwards, the backwards sort of thought, people used to think, who are those people in the soap opera? Like, who is she? Who is he? Because they wanted to damage those people. They wanted to be stronger. So for example, if someone thinks that I am strong, or like he or she is strong, another person, evil, or just, I don't know, with his own or her own interests, would want to know our weaknesses to push us further. But this is not important anymore, It's not about knowing the other one's weaknesses. It's about knowing ourselves, It's not about knowing the other weaknesses. It's about knowing ourselves. Know thyself. Jesus would say, know thyself. Jesus would say, know thyself. It's about knowing. It's about knowing yourself, knowing ourselves. It's about knowing, and about getting deeper and 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 deeper into knowing ourselves. And whenever we feel like, oh yes, but maybe I know enough, I've had enough of me, you allow the circumstances to change you so that you have a little bit further to know about you. This is what it's all about. And when I say that circumstances to change you, I'm not saying that you're supposed to change your face, to change your body. And you might, because in this game, this is how it occurs, but not because you've inputted, but just because so it happened. And know why you've done things. Why did I do that again? Why did I say that again? I was leaving with a person and I said something like this or something like that. Why did I say that again? Why did I use those words? Why did I use those words? Take that into consideration. Why did I use those words at work? Why did I choose those clothes for going to the supermarket today? Take everything in consideration, each detail of you. And all these that I'm saying, the words that you use, the expressions that you talk to other people, the way that you dress, those things are small details of psychological aspects. If you go further, deeper into your personality and into your spiritual aspect, the spiritual aspect has so many things to take into consideration. If you think about your body, just for the material sake, about your body, about your nerves, about why your nerves stand as they do, because they stand as they do, but they don't have, they're not like veins and arteries, they're capillaries. And why do they stand like capillaries, like trees? Well, is that a possibility that we are somehow vegetables as well as animals? Our bones, we are minerals too, and the emotions that make us animals as well. All these together, each one of the parts of our bodies and the constellations that emanate all these and perpetuate all these. The way that when we walk around the city, like Police Avenue, for example, the sensation of being alive, the electrons can connect to the people around us, and all of those people, including us, to the skies at the same time, and to the inner of the earth at the same time. So yeah, we can connect to the energy inside the earth, to the outer space, and to the 100 meters around us, let's say. And by means of electrons, the same electrons that are in the cells of our bodies, which are the same cells that are in the outer space, in the other people, in the inner of the earth, and we can connect to the same electrons at the same time by the same means of energy if we just let it be. You know? So me dá beijinho aqui. Me dá beijinho aqui. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, it's, I don't know, all I'm saying is that I'm not up to making enemies, you know. I'm not up to nurturing enemies. This is not what I want. But if people decide to to do something wrong, like to society, and this like worries me a lot, because I don't say those things just because I feel cursed, you know. It's much more than that, you know. I have a different life. I've shared some things with you in some videos. When I was a little girl, I was born differently, and when I was a little girl, I had a different circumstances of childhood, and so does the two other men who live here in this house. Nobody's by chance in your lives, you know, in our lives. And we somehow we become targets, you know, for those wrong things that happen in society, because we are weaklings, you know. Not weaklings, not weaklings. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak. And so we may be strong emotionally, but we are weak front to the crimes that happen in society. And these women, they also use us as targets to do their criminal activities. This is where I write this blog, Tara Philosophy and such, to denounce some things that happen in crimes and things like that. And just because I don't want to to see people going to jail or to mental hospitals again, you know, because I think that's so unfair. And I think I want a happy ending, you know. I want a happy ending, that's all. You know what I mean? And like the devil, like those women, they were enticed to be brothel cabaret girls in the 20s, and they were 70 years old then, but then they were enticed to use the alias. Those women, they have nothing to lose in their minds, because they say, well, in the 1920s I was 70 years old. I was enticed to look like I was 20 years old. 100 years later, I still look like I am 20 years old. So they think you'll never die. And, you know, so I'm saying, no, I want happy ending, because, and I think I still have a lot to live. But I want happy ending from now on. But for those women, they think there is no end. But instead of like wishing for a life in which they can live happy forever after, you know, happy ever after. They don't believe in happy ever after. They believe in like, don't believe in, you know. I want happy ending. For them would be happy ever after, but they don't believe in happy ever after. They just want to ruin everything because they're so tired of this whole shit, and they want the disaster to happen. You know, there is one that even buys uranium here. She buys uranium, you know. So it's like it's absurd, you know. And I don't know. I'm really upset with all this. So this is what I wanted you to know. It's not. It hasn't been time for allies against enemies. It's everybody profiting. It's everybody profit over everybody. If it's everybody profit over everybody, nobody can lose. If it's everybody profit over everybody, nobody can lose. Because if one loses, you cannot profit over him, because he cannot buy anything from you. You cannot, you cannot sparkle over someone whose eyes are shut. You cannot sparkle over someone whose eyes are shut. So it's profit over profit. You know, so it's everybody happy, everybody, you know, like good for you. You know, it's like lucky you, good for you, you know. So you know what I mean? It's when everybody takes the best of the opportunity that it's given and does the best. But for the dignity of all society, for the dignity of all society, it's not about being better than anybody, you know. It's not. And it's not a competition either. It's not a competition either. Oh, but what about sports? Sports is not a competition. Sports is Sports is a measurement. Sports is a measurement of how far the human body can go. So because with sports the human body gets taller, along with the generations. The human body gets taller. The human body gets fitter, so more flexible. So the sports is like these, and this is why you compete, because then you have an incentive to become more flexible or more. This is what's the sport. But music's not a competition either. Music is quality, but it's not about being better than anyone else. It's about having quality, and you enjoy more than other. It's not about being better. Sometimes you like something else and the other wins the award. And this is it, So it's none of this is that important either. None of this is that important either, Either sports is that important, either music's that important. It's not that important either, The only thing that matters is that we can live well together on earth. And with people making hassles and all sorts of ugly things, we will never be able to share the big land with dignity. And it's about dignity, honor, dignity, honor. So indeed, I would like you all to feel what I feel, I would like you to feel what I feel, And yes, of course, when our homes are in peace, like when no woman is going after my husband, or when we have food, of course I feel more peace. Yes, indeed, I feel more peace. I feel better, It's about comfort. But I don't believe that the other way around is a way to be challenged, because there is our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in heaven as it is on earth. Give us our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And don't lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And don't lead us into temptation. It's not because, you're home, someone I'm going to tempt your husband for you to be tempted to see if you're going to leave your house. I'm going to tempt your stepson to see if you're going to leave your house. I'm going to tempt you to see if you're going to do something wrong. Don't lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So I don't even want to see evil, but deliver us from evil. I don't even want to see evil. Don't lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. I don't even want to see evil. Right? Yeah, so and I don't think people should in these things that I feel, it's not because she's Catholic, because there's a long way until I was converted. or because she sings mantras, she chants mantras. No, because I think it's you either have it or you don't. You either have God with you or you don't. But that's not a reason why you are going to have allies against your enemies, because this is old. Everybody needs to profit. It's profit over profit. It's profit over profit, right? So look for a gang. Search our gang. Search our gang. Search our gang. Right? And yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you. That's all what I wanted to tell you. Oh, and that about the soap opera. Nowadays, the soap opera, it's backwards to say, I need to know how that person is in the soap opera. Because nowadays, the soap operas, you don't know who the other person is. You need to know who you are. Just that you have to know who you are. And little by little, you get to know who the other person is. But you never find out about the other person. You find out about you. Sometimes you discover, like, if the soap opera is about a crime or about this or that, you discover who was the person who committed the crime. But you never, like, discover the motivation of the person. It's important that only that character, that actor knows the motivation of the character. And maybe he'll tell you, maybe not. Maybe he'll say that to some actors who were his friend. But like, it's important for that actor or the actress to know the motivation of that character to do what she or he did. And this is something I wanted to share with you, because nowadays it's like sometimes not even the screen writer knows who the killer is, or the lover is, or it doesn't know, like, each one of the destinations of the characters. Sometimes they don't know, like, they have to so it's little by little. So by means as the actors find out about their characters, the screenwriter finds out about who is going to take which action. It's crazy. Okay, so this is it, okay? Bye. Haribo.